Double post time. Grizzlies fall tonight to the Utah Jazz, 130 to 126. John Roser, Bennett Doyle, Jessica Benson will be up here shortly. This is the instant reaction to the Grizzlies and Utah Jazz. You can get involved with the show. We're live on the Grind City Media YouTube page. You can come there and join the show chat if you would like. You can also call the show 901-445-0929, 901-445-0929. West Warwick will answer your call. West Warwick will put you on the air. 901-445-0929, 901-445-0929. John Morant returns tonight. The Grizzlies no Zach Edey. He's out for a month. We got that bad news yesterday. It seems like we can't get two good things at one time, but fun game tonight. The Grizzlies unable to prevail. John Morant, 21 points, 10 assists in his return, 17 points and 12 rebounds, 6 assists for Cedric Coward, 22 for Santi Aldama. Cam Spencer continues to be awesome off the bench, 20 points, perfect shooting off the bench, 6 of 6 from the field. All 6 of them were three-pointers. Jalen Wells continues his hot streak on the offensive end, and all that said, none of it is enough as the Jazz win 131-26. 901-445-0929. Bennett Doyle.
All I got to say is death by Kevin Love in our year 2025 is wild. Wild stuff.
Jessica, you said, I'm trying to remember the second one, but, oh, yeah, I remember it. So,
yeah. What did I say?
Well, for I'll get to the second one. The second one will obviously come second, but the first one that's the Grizzlies' first loss to a team below 500. And the second one is to Bennett's point. That's Kevin Love's first 20-point game in 3 years.
Since 2023, 2024.
Oh, that sucks.
When he was with the Heat.
Why does it got to be tonight?
He's still pissed about the draft night trade, taking it out on the Grizzlies all these years later.
He wore that Grizzlies hat on draft night.
How
we
dare
called Kevin
you
Love's name.
Trade me for OJ Mayo. I will never forget.
The Chris Vernon show. We did a whole NBA draft promo for like 2 months leading up to the draft called The Love Train. We got audio from Kevin Love's draft workout when he said, "What's up, Memphis? I'm inviting you to get on the Love Train." Did a whole thing about the Kevin Love train for the Grizzlies to draft him. And then they did, and then they traded him, and now he's wanted revenge ever since. You know who else still wants? And John Morant still wants to dunk on Kevin Love. He's not going to have too many more times to do it, but he tried to do it
I
again
think
tonight.
if he would have landed that dunk, it could have sent the Grizzlies into the good place. Like maybe there was a portal opening and an opportunity where he could turn it back to the rookie season, only this time land the dunk, and then everything would be sunshine and rainbows, and there would never be another injury ever again. But alas, here we are, and the Grizzlies lost to the Jazz.
I mean, it did
doesn't feel very good on a Friday night.
It did lead to a 3-point make.
That's true.
So the miss lead to a 3-point make.
Jock hit the three. That's
I was
right.
just about to ask. I was like, because all of this stuff, the way that fourth quarter was, it's happening so fast that you.
Yes.
It's
because
easy to
that
forget time, score.
It was right off of the Ace Bailey sick dunk on the other end.
It was, which had all of us looking at each other like, oh my God.
Yes.
Who threw the pass? Was it Keontae?
I think so.
Keontae George, like first career assist, was on that play. His first career assist. Yo, our guy does not like to pass the ball. He loves to score. He loves to get buckets.
He had 8 assists tonight.
He had 8 assists tonight. When
it had to have been him because he had the ball in his hands a bunch down the stretch
I think
there.
It was.
Yeah.
He had the ball a ton. There it is. There it is. It was the Ace Bailey dunk made it 119-114. Yeah, it was because Keontae George got the offensive rebound off of Lauri Markkanen and missed. Then he lobbed it to Ace Bailey, and then Jock came right back down, missed the dunk. But Jock Landale, the ball bounced back out to him. He hit the 25-foot three. That put the Grizzlies down 119-117. It did. Yeah, it was. I mean, God, it stinks they lost. But the fourth quarter, it was you could feel the energy. You could feel the energy in the building. 901-445-0929. The host of the warm-up show here on Grind City Media, which I co-hosted with him tonight or joined him for, Lang Whitaker on the line. Hello, Lang.
What up? Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned the fourth quarter a lot. To me, it was all about the third quarter. Grizzlies got off that 9-0 start in the third quarter and took a pretty commanding lead. Looked like it was going to go our way. And then I think the Jazz went a 27-6 run or 26-7. I don't know. They really, it was when that second unit came in for the Jazz. The Jazz shot 62% in the third quarter, 54% from three. That was when Kevin Love got going. They scored 42 points in the third. KCP, Cam, Vince were all minus 13 in that third quarter. As good as they were in the first half and in different parts of the game, that third quarter was really, to me, the sort of the tipping point. And, you know, like so many games in this last month have been second half games where I think there was 8 in a row where if you won the second half, you won the game. And that third quarter was really the sort of the death knell for the Grizzlies. There was one thing I thought was interesting in the first half that maybe just filed this away. But when Cam Spencer came in the game, you saw the Utah Jazz immediately just start attacking him every play that they could.
They did.
He got 2 fouls really early on. And, you know, he still got his. He got going, and then he hit some threes and kept us in it for a while. But I wonder if that's going to be what we see teams start doing is just going after Cam and trying to get him in foul trouble because no one's been able to really stop his offense. Maybe defense where they go after him. And then I'll leave you guys with this, and you guys can figure this out. Not really a question, but, you know, for the last month with Ja's been out, we saw Vince Williams become sort of the player he was a couple of years ago, and we thought maybe we'd unlock something again, and Vince was back. Tonight, 15 minutes, no points, no assists. And I don't know how we get – I thought Vince playing on the wing, you could still find some ways he could affect the game and defensively make an impact. And tonight it felt kind of like we were back in the lost years with Vince. So what do we do to get him going out there?
Thanks for it. Appreciate it, Lang. Warm-up show an hour before every Grizzlies home game. The next one will be against the Wizards. That's a week from tomorrow on December 20th. Look, to his point, I think you made a couple good points. The third quarter was the Grizzlies got up 12 in the third quarter. They were up 12 in the third quarter, and then they just kind of let go of the rope a little bit.
I believe the Jazz went on an 11-0 run to finish the third.
Because the Grizzlies got up, 90-7? Was it 90-78?
When did Ja check out?
Yeah, 90-78. Ja checked out at 4:58. The Grizzlies were up 90-81. And that's when Ja checked out. And I mean, he's on the minutes restriction. He's only going to play 25 minutes, and they were trying to get that all the way to the middle of the fourth quarter, which they did. Like they got within the last 5 minutes of the game before they put Ja back in, and it was a game. It was anybody's game at that point. And they had a chance to win the game, and they couldn't close it. But no, it was they were up 90-81. They were up 90-81 when Ja checked out of the game right there in the fourth quarter, or right there in the third quarter. And the third quarter is where it happens. No, he's right about, and he's also right. Look, teams are going to target Cam Spencer. So Cam's either got to get better on defense, or your offense has to be so good that it just cancels it out.
Tonight was one of those nights where the offense was so good. I mean, he's 6 of 6 from 3.
Yep.
Like, he was the reason why they stayed afloat, got back into it after the Jazz went up 10. I would say the third quarter,
he gave him juice.
He has reached the territory where when the ball leaves his hand, you assume it goes in.
Yes.
Like, he's that kind of shooter for this team right now.
I yell, I don't know if y'all hear me, I yell pull.
Sure.
Every time he gets the ball and crosses half court, I yell pull.
But I will say that third quarter stands out. And then also, it cannot be overstated how big Zach Edey is for this team. I mean, and what Zach Edey did both from raising the floor of this team defensively. They gave up 130 points to the Jazz tonight. They got beat on the boards 58-49, gave up 24 second chance points, outscored in second chance points 24-14. All things where it was early in the first quarter, and I mean, like the beginning of the game, where the Jazz get an offensive rebound, and I think it leads to a Keontae George 3, and then they get a defensive rebound on the other end, and I think it was a Markkanen 3. And I was like, ooh, it could be a long night on the boards. And guess what? It was.
Yep.
And the Jazz were able to capitalize, and you immediately see this team is going to have to figure out a way to rebound the basketball when Zach Edey is out for these next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I think, another one, because we brought this up on the warm-up show, is also the Jitty thing. Jitty's another guy. He's a wing player when he plays. Like, Jitty rebounds for his position, and Edey obviously is an awesome rebounder. Went through that. You talked about Edey and the difference he makes defensively. The Grizzlies coming into tonight and play 13 games without Zach Edey. 10 of those games without Edey. In 10 of those 13, the Grizzlies' defensive rating was 110 or higher. it's the defensive end is where it really does show. 901-445-0929. We need this one. Miss Betty.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Betty.
Hello.
I was out ill for a week or so, but I'm back. And
Well, we're glad you're feeling better.
I'm feeling much better. Went out of town, came back sick, and whatever. But anyway, I wanted to say this. Yes, the third quarter, it was kind of, that was the quarter for us, as been stated. And when I saw Kevin Love on the floor, I thought he had retired. How long has he been around? And but he's still shooting that ball. He's not very good defensively, but he can definitely shoot the ball. But all in all, I thought Ja did real well for coming back. And we did miss Edie. I think you always said that. I am very impressed with when I have seen him in the game. He has been very impressive. I think how long he's going to be out? 4 weeks?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
He'll be reevaluated in 4 weeks.
Yeah, reevaluated in 4 weeks.
Okay, all right, because we really missed him tonight. But all in all, I think the third quarter is where we let the rope slip a little bit, and we couldn't get it back in the fourth quarter. But I'm not really upset about the game. I know they are below 500 team, but I mean they played their butts off tonight, and we did too, the best we could. And so I'm okay. I walked away saying, they hustle. As a fan, long as I see them hustling and doing the very best they can, then I'm okay as a fan. I can walk away with my head up. I always want to win. And the only last thing I said, I think Vince kind of lost his way a little bit tonight. And I think once you be a leader and then you're taken out of that leadership role, it takes a little bit for you to find your next place. So Vince is going to have to work on where he fit in, because I could see that in the way he was moving and the way he's acting. It takes something from a player once he started, and he did very well. He had a lot of assists when he was leading the team. But now that he's not, it's going to take him a little while to get back. But all in all, they did the best they could. So that's, as a fan, I'm okay with that. Wanted to win, we didn't. But as I said at the very beginning of the season, it's a long season, and just let us just continue to hype them up, and everything will be okay. Win or lose or draw, we still the fan. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, you, Miss Betty. Well said. 901-445-0929. Calvin, you're up.
Hey, first of all, I want to send a shout-out to the whole Grind City crew there. You guys do an excellent job.
Thanks, Calvin.
Thank you, Calvin.
Since it's about 5 o'clock my time, I'll make it short and sweet. My only concern is, like I said, are the Grizzlies, is anybody talking to Jaren? Because I'm watching him doing more ball watching, than he did last year, instead of focusing on hitting the paint, being more aggressive, getting to the line. Like I said, at least they competed. That's all I can ask for them. So I'm content and happy with that. But do you guys see anything, that the coaches can do, or is it something Jaren need to do? That's all I got for you guys. Hey, once again, appreciate you guys. I look forward to seeing my Grizz in London.
All right,
thanks.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Kevin.
London.
That'd be
Thanks
awesome.
that'll be awesome. Thanks for the call, Calvin. Yeah, so we could. That's one of the things we haven't touched on. It didn't really do much on the scoreboard for him. Jaren Jackson Jr. checked out of the game in the fourth quarter at the 9:30. Am I in the fourth quarter? He checked out at the 9:40 mark, and then he did not check back in for Jock Landale until the 3:35 mark. Now, they were down 6 when he checked out. They were down 7 when he checked back in. So it was really a -1. It wasn't some massive thing. But no, there's no doubt. Look,
He's struggling.
Look, I'm not the coach, so I don't know what the answers are. But This is the truth.
I'm not the coach.
2022-23 season, Jaren averaged 18.6 points per game. 2023-24, Jaren's numbers jumped up to 22.5 points. Last year, Jaren was 22.2 on 49 from the field, 37.5 from three, 5.6 rebounds per game, 1.5 blocks per game, 1.2 steals per game. So far, in 74 games last year. So far through 22 games this year, Jaren is 17 points per game. So he's down 5.2 points per game. He is taking 3 fewer field goal attempts per game from 16.4 last year to 13.4 this year. Shooting 2 percentage points worse, 46 this year, 46.4. His three-point percentage, he took 5.3 per game last year. He's at 4.6 this year. His three-point percentage has gone from 37.5% last year to 33.3% this year. His rebounds are down from 5.6 to 5 even. His blocks are down from 1.5 to 1. His steals are down from 1.2 to 0.8. So just about everything across the board with Jaren is down. I don't think Jaren Jackson Jr. forgot how to play basketball.
Yeah, and you could tell he was super frustrated after the game. I think, to me, the fouling stuff is really getting to him. Because
you see some of the frustration.
Well, and you had Scott Foster call the technical tonight on the flop. I just think that's getting in his head a little bit. I mean, he had 4 fouls tonight. Like, he wasn't in jeopardy of fouling out, but he was clearly frustrated with some of the calls, on his end, and then you have the flopping call, and I don't know. I think that's in his head a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too, because the flopping foul came right after. It was a possession right in front of the Grizzlies bench where him and Markkanen.
I was going to say him and Markkanen were feisty.
Yes,
especially
they were
in
feisty.
the first half.
They were. They definitely were. And that's when Jaren picked up the majority. 3 of Jaren's 4 fouls came in the first half. And that's what is so you look up at the end of the game and it's like, well, he played 26 and a half minutes, only had 4 fouls. He sat on the bench for a long time in the fourth quarter. I don't know what they got to do to get him going, but it's the stats are the stats, the numbers are the numbers, and they're down across the board. The only thing that is up is his free throw percentage is up from 78.1 to 78.6, but his attempts are down by 1.6.
And I really thought we were going to see a more aggressive Jaren. He was really taking advantage of that Filipowski matchup.
He was. He was getting that one-on-one and going right at it.
Successfully,
Even
so much so he was so focused on it. At one possession, missed a wide open Jalen Wells in the corner. But I thought to myself at the time, if we're going to get that version of Jaren, I'll take it. And then he made a couple buckets and then went away from it in the second half. And he's such a rhythm player. I know we talk about rhythm, and it becomes a cliche almost how much we talk about rhythm. But he is someone who, when he gets going early, it really leads to, and the same can be said about when he gets called for fouls early, it takes something out of him.
When he's got to go sit on the bench for a while,
and think about it. I don't know if it's just a head thing.
And then then you're out of the flow of the game. The game develops a rhythm, and then you've got to go in there and you've got to find the rhythm of the game. And
I really thought tonight was a perfect opportunity. How many times this season have we seen these teams with, because obviously before tonight, the Grizzlies were successful against teams with below 500 records and lost to teams with above 500 records. And the biggest difference maker for those good, quote unquote, good teams was their stars took over at the end. And as this game was close down the fourth quarter, I said, what a perfect opportunity for John Jaren to take over as the 2 best players on the court. And ultimately that doesn't happen. And I think that is the crux of what this team has to do, especially in these 4 weeks without Edey. How can those 2 players be as maximized as possible so that if you are in a tight game in the fourth quarter, they have the potential to go ham and close it for the Grizzlies, a la Murray and Jokic with the Nuggets, or fill in the blank of the teams that have done it to the Grizzlies.
Well, to your point, I think that's what Coach Isolo, he went out of his way recently to praise Jaren. I believe it was after the Blazers game, saying Jaren is setting more screens than he ever has in his career, and he is getting better at those things. And I think one thing that we have realized with John Jaren throughout their time together is, yes, they have won when those guys have been on the court at the same time. But one thing I think we do realize when they do play at the same time, they don't really play off of each other. Well, it's not a 1-2 kind of punch when they're out there on the court together.
We did see another John Jaren pick and roll, jaw alley-oop to Jaren. I was like, oh, please, more.
So more of that, and I think that's what they are trying to develop. But before the season, you did not see a ton of Jaren pick and roll. Those guys playing, like as you mentioned, of Murray and Jokic. That's what
they've been developing those reps for years now. And for whatever reason, John Jaren
that's not been the case with those guys, and they're trying to do it. And I know we all want it to come fast, but it's going to take time. But I do think the coach went out of his way a couple games ago to praise Jaren and how he's getting better at it. We got full lines. Liz, you're up.
Hi. I don't mean to sound like the Grinch here, but there were two things that were particularly frustrating to me. One was it seemed that we were missing a lot of these little bunny shots in the paint that just weren't falling. That was driving me crazy. But also, why wasn't Cam Spencer in at the end of the game? Those are my two frustrations.
I think the Cam thing.
It goes back to the
defense.
catch-22.
Yeah, it's the catch-22. Now some guys that have trouble catching the ball, like, I know what you're talking about. There was a couple Jock Landells right there in a row. I think, did Santi miss a catch? Did Santi miss? Santi may have caught the one that Ja I think Ja dropped it off to Santi and he got it. But there were two in a row to Jock that he did not catch. For Cam, I think it is, it's a catch-22 because there's a couple times when, there's one where he ends up under the boards against Nurkic, and Nurkic just grabs the ball and puts it back in. Like, doesn't even jump. There's another. Who was the one that got the three-point play? Was it George? Was it Keontae? I feel like it's probably Keontae George. He scored like 40 tonight.
39.
Yeah, right. He got the move on. He got the three-point play, the fadeaway on the baseline that was kind of in front of the Jazz bench. Yeah, like there are some defensive issues there. But I'm with you. I like seeing Cam. Cam gave them juice tonight. Like they're not back in that game without Cam. Like
even with the defensive deficiencies, he just gives energy.
He does.
I
gives
be
energy.
That person who's it's energy, which is unquantifiable.
Vibes.
But
Cam has vibes.
He's a vibes guy.
Definitely has vibes.
Cam is a vibes guy.
For the missed shots, part of that was I thought there was a little rust for Ja. I really liked to see him going to the basket, but in the fourth quarter, he was 2 of 6 on 2-point opportunities.
I thought Ja was. Look, Ja has been. This is just true. Ja has been awful from the field this year, and god awful from three. Ja was 2 of 5 from three tonight. That's 40%.
I know.
Like that's great. Like to me, I was totally cool with Ja tonight. The 7 of 20 is not great, and like you said, the fourth quarter, you're getting tired.
And I think getting tired. Getting back in game shape is a very real thing that players will tell you about all the time. And I think he wanted the call 12 moment.
He did.
Yes.
Which is fine. I wanted the call 12. Everyone wanted the call 12 moment.
And there were a couple in the fourth quarter. I was sitting next to Devin Walker, and I looked at him. I was like, dude, Ja's just walking them to the rim. Because their center is like Kevin Love. Like, they don't, and Markin, they don't have anybody to protect the paint. And Ja's just walking his man down all the way to the paint. And he couldn't finish a couple.
The thing too is Keontae George was guarding him. He had 5 fouls, and so they kept letting him get to the rim, like down the stretch of that. And then obviously Ja has the critical turnover there at the end, and so that's then you're just. And then I think there was some confusion because they took a long time to foul there at the end. You could see Coach Eastlow kind of yelling at him to foul on the sidelines. I think they fouled with 6.8 left, and it was just you were up against it at that point. If they made both free throws, he did, and then that was pretty much it.
And that was pretty much it after that. 901-445-0929. Rodney, you're up.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, Rodney?
Hey, not much. I'm going to assume that was George's career high because that game ball went to the locker room with him after the game.
Yes, it was.
It was. I thought it was. And Jessica made a point a while ago I was going to bring up about Jaren. There were 2 different Jarens on the court tonight. When Flipowski was in the game, his eyes lit up, and he just attacked every possession, went right at him and dominated him. But he didn't want no part of Nurkic. When Nurkic was in there, he didn't want any part of that contact. He kind of disappeared. There were like 2 different players on the court.
No, it's a different level of physicality with Nurkic. And I think the Grizzlies in general tonight, when Nurkic was not in, it felt like, okay, we're going to go. Like we're going to walk down to the rim every time because there is no protection there. The Jazz end up in this game with 24 second chance points, I would imagine if I go and really break it down tomorrow and go look at the box score and every little field goal that happened, I bet you're going to find the majority of those second chance points happened when Nurkic was probably on the court, as he did have 5 offensive rebounds. No, I think, like you said, too, Jaren, that's kind of been something that we've gotten a lot of this year, because there's been times and been games where Jaren looks, it's like, oh, there you are. Like, there's Jaren. There he is. Yeah. And then there's times where it's like, oh, man, what is this, And I think we're still trying to find that consistency and balance. And it, felt like we probably were headed there when Zach was in the lineup, and now we're just, we're searching again.
And I thought, I like Will Hardy, the coach. I really think he's a bright young coach, but he did Memphis a favor because, Nurkic set out the last, 6-7 minutes of that game. He was on the bench, and I thought that was a mistake, but they gave him a chance. But I thought really the biggest key in the fourth quarter stretch there was when it was so tight and I know Santi had a good game, but there were 2 possessions in a row where he took horrible rushed contested shots. Are you talking about the baseline one? The baseline one in front of the Grizzlies bench? Yeah, there were 2.
There's one that Cam had the hot hand. Cam had the hot hand, and Santi took 1-3 where he hit the side of the where he hit the bottom of the backboard, and then he had another one where he just drove baseline and forced up a shot that was like, come on.
Yeah, those were back-to-back possessions, and Utah scored on both possessions coming back, and it was about an 8-point swing that was really ended up being one of the big differences.
For sure. I'm with you, Rodney. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you. Grizzlies fall tonight, 131-26. We do have more callers. We will get to you. I promise you, Richard, Adrian, Jordan will get to you after the break. We're going to take a time out here. When we get back, we'll take more phone calls, 901-445-0929. Grizzlies fall to the Jazz, 130-126. Double post live on the Grind City Media YouTube page, 92.9 FM ESPN on your radio. We'll be back after this.
Hey Grizz fans, get up and get out with Grivet Outdoors, your Memphis outdoor and run specialty shop. From Viore and Patagonia to On, Hoka, New Balance, and Brooks, we've got the gear to keep you moving on and off the court.
This is John Vergas from Charlie Vergas Rendezvous, here to let you know how much we appreciate partnering with the Memphis Grizzlies each season as the official barbecue of the team. Join us in celebrating their 25th anniversary here in Memphis. When you're in the FedEx Forum, grab some barbecue nachos before taking your seat, or come down to the Rendezvous and join us in the basement to reminisce and make some new memories over a rack of ribs. And remember, we also ship overnight across the nation to enjoy while you're watching an away game. Visit hogsfly.com and go Grizzlies.
Do you have an EMT, advanced EMT, or paramedic license? The Memphis Fire Department wants you. Visit joinmemphisfire.com to apply or to speak to a recruiter today. We'll give you all the details on exciting career options with the Memphis Fire Department. Benefits include up to 8 weeks of vacation and only 10 weeks of Fire Academy training with current EMT or paramedic license. Apply today at joinmemphisfire.com.
Ants in the kitchen, termites under the floor, mosquitoes in the backyard. It's a full court infestation. Don't let them score. Call Cook's Pest Control. Nobody beats Cook's when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right, guaranteed. With Cook's on your team, your home's defense is unstoppable.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of over $550,000 in free play and a brand new Lincoln. Here Comes Santa takes flight on Saturday, November 1st, when you can begin earning entries. And don't forget the grand finale drawings on Saturday, November 29th and Saturday, December 27th to win a share of over $40,000 in free play or a brand new Lincoln. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Feeling crushed by burnout, addiction, anxiety, or depression? Got struggles you can't put into words? Home lost its warmth? Family needing a boost? Ignite your hope with Complete Care Family Psychiatry, where we're bold, unique, and making a difference. Our tight-knit caring team delivers vibrant, holistic care crafted just for you and your loved ones. CCFP is your slam dunk for mental wellness. Spark your peace today. Book now at ccfp.clinic and see how we treat you differently.
It's time to get your Volkswagen on at Gossett Volkswagen So fall on in and get some cool deals like 2025 Taos S. We got it $219 a month. If you love Volkswagen Jetta, then you love 2025 Jetta S. We got it and Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike, $228 a month. Plus 2026 Atlas SE. We got it just $299 a month. That's Taos S $219 a month, Jetta S $228 a month, and Atlas SE $299 a month. So come get your Volkswagen on today and get ready to ride with a great deal at Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Covington Pike, or shop online anytime at GossettDWMemphis.com. If you want it, we got it at Gossett Volkswagen.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles, 25 cents excess mileage. Taos SMO 58885, MSRP 27011. Get a TM 005137, MSRP 25820. Atlas TC 515398, MSRP 41841. Includes all rebates and incentives. 895 PF. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Must finance through Volkswagen Financial Services. Valid through 10/31/25.
Has your hat been working overtime? Hair regrowth treatments through Hims can help. With doctor-trusted prescription ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil, you can see thicker hair in just 3 to 6 months, starting at $26 a month. Get started today at hims.com. Grizzlies fall 131-26. Double post here. Grind City Video on YouTube, 92.9 FM, ESPN on your radio, 901-445-0929. Jessica Benson, Bennett Doyle. I'm John Roser, and let's get right back to the phones. Richard, you're up. What's up, Richard?
I'll be the big bad Grinch tonight. Somebody has to do this.
Yes, lumps of coal in the stocking.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to put this loss on the players at all. And if you'll give me a few points, I can explain why.
Yeah, go for it. You're going to blame the referees.
First of all, the GM, third year in a row, we have no backup rim protector to come in that game. Zero, none, nada. No backup rim protector for Zach Edey or Jonas Valanciunas or Steven Adams, or insert big man, starting man here. No backup plan for that. 3 years in a row. Now, you have that. You have a coach now. Please understand the reason why I'm saying a lot of this. I have taken a lot of trips to a city in the desert to watch and partake on sports in a different light. And if you didn't know Kevin Love was sitting on that bench like I did tonight, I was waiting for that man to come in the game. And Isolo had no answer for him. It was like he had just seen this brand new guy come off the bench and just starts throwing up threes and is making them with nobody in his face. And then the last problem, at the very end of the game, we need to foul. We have to give a foul before we can get them to the line. And there was nobody realizing that instead of trying to get a steal, we should have done a foul immediately, then gone for the steal second. That way we could get them to the line if we didn't make the steal. And that's coaching. And I know that. You know that. But for some reason, we're hiring rookie coaches, and it doesn't matter if they're from next door or from Finland, instead of having a real coach in here that can coach our big men properly. Because I contend Jaren Jackson Jr. should be making 30 points a game without trying if he had proper coaching. And that's why I do not respect Isolo. His system is great, but his system only works against bad teams. And then tonight, his system lost against bad teams.
All right, Mike. All right, Richard. We appreciate the call, man. I got the point. Look, I will say on the Kevin Love thing, all that was in the third quarter, it was Collier. Isaiah Collier, I mean, this is true. I mean, he was just driving right by Cam Spencer and then dishing it out. It was just drive and dish is all it was. It's not like they were running stuff for Kevin Love and we can't figure out how to stop them running stuff for Kevin Love. It was just
no. How many times have we seen someone open in the corner?
Yeah, like so guys end up wide open. Yeah, it was just Isaiah Collier beating his man off the dribble. Defense has to collapse. Boom, ends up wide open there. And as far as the backup rim protection, Look, maybe I'm being hopeful. Brandon Clark practiced today with the hustle. If there's one thing I'm still like holding out, I'm holding out a lot of hope for. I'm not saying Brandon's going to come back and jump above the rim like we saw forever ago with Brandon Clark. Obviously, with the amount of injuries he's had, the Achilles knee, I'm not expecting that. But Brandon Clark is a smart heads-up player, and one player they have been lights out is him and Jaren. They have been amazing on the court together. They've been amazing defensively together. And I'm definitely holding out hope that when Brandon comes back, obviously he's not going to be able to play 25 minutes right off the bat or even 30 minutes or 20 minutes probably. But I think the more minutes you can start to get with Jaren and Brandon on the court whenever Brandon gets back, which I think is going to be sooner rather than later, I think that's a positive too.
And I think your backup rim protector in Jock Landale over the 10 games previous to tonight
It was good.
He's been really good.
Right. He's got to be in that role.
Play in position, play out. He was brought in to be your big off the bench. And when he has been the big off the bench, he has been, and I know he still came off the bench tonight, but obviously his expectations and his responsibilities increase when you don't have Zach Edey.
So to your point, Jessica, he played 27 minutes tonight. Okay, when the Grizzlies have been winning games recently, these are his minutes. The win against New Orleans, 18 minutes. The win against the Clippers, 16 minutes. The Kings, 17 minutes. The loss to the Spurs, Edey's there, played 15 minutes. The win against the Clippers, 17 minutes. The win against the Blazers on Sunday, 21 minutes. So he's better in that reduced role, and it's obviously he's not the guy you need to ask to play 27 to 30 minutes.
And I think the Brandon Clark piece is huge.
Yes.
That is still the hope of your true backup center and someone who just gives you the variability that you can throw in looks. And we'll see. I'm hopeful.
And he brings better vibes with Jaren. They both go on the court and do their warm-up before the game.
And he gives Ja another finisher, hopefully.
Yes.
And obviously he's now dealt with some significant lower leg issues.
I'm not expecting him to hammer on somebody.
But when he came back from his injury, I mean, he could still jump.
Right, he could still jump.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
We did see a starting lineup featuring Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Brandon Clark win a playoff series once upon a time.
We did see that.
Throwing that out there. Yeah.
I saw them all represent the Grizzlies at All-Star Weekend once upon a time.
Oh, that's right. I saw that picture was floating around today, actually.
I was there, Chicago. I was there, and then the league got shut down 2 weeks later. Adrian, you're up.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
What's up?
Hey, yeah.
It's good to see you tonight.
Yeah, same here, Doc. I'm leaving the coop. What's up, Darius? Say hey to these folks on the radio.
On the radio. Hey, Crazy Coop in the building.
Yeah, that's
Shout out to the Crazy Coop.
Shout out to the Coop.
We love the Coop.
All right. Yeah, man. Look, I had to pick up something to eat, but pretty excited about tonight. Well, the Ja was coming back, but I think everybody's expectation or excitement was to see Ja and Edey together, and that didn't happen. And my thing is a lot of stuff that Ja was doing, those guys weren't ready for. Landale, number one. I mean, I was telling somebody at the game, Ja's like a magnet. When he's driving to the goal, there's 2-3 people going to come at him. So somebody's open. Landale was going for the rebound. And Ja, he passed the ball like, oh, my God. So I think it'll be a lot better like when you guys are saying when Brandon, Brandon and Ja, they're on the page together. So if he's in there backing up, then I think it's going to be a lot better. So it's just a thing of just getting, the people used to each other. Because they were doing the thing. They just missed a couple of passes that were, that we know, hey, he going to pass that. I mean, I can sit in the audience and say, if he's driving down that to the goal like that, he's going to pass the ball. But they're not ready for it. So I think just a little bit more time with that and get everybody ready and understand that, hey, Ja's a magnet. He's going to draw 2 or 3 people. Just be ready to catch the ball. Right.
Absolutely. Yep. Thanks for the call, Adrian. We appreciate it. I'm trying to find this out to what he was talking about with, one of the things I wanted, Ja, you brought up Ja's, the 7 to 20. I think there are some of these. If I can get this to load on NBA.com, I'll see if I can find it. One of the things, we mentioned the Grizzlies lost second chance points 24-14 tonight. There are some of those Edey that Ja misses around the rim, Edey cleans those up. Like he does. He's going to clean those up. Or Edey's going to be there for a lob from Ja. But I do think there's a lot there where Edey does clean them up. If you look, I mean, the Grizzlies, I mean, we're talking multiple games like with Zach Edey. Tonight, the Grizzlies had just 9 offensive rebounds. But Portland, they had 16. At the Kings, they had 13. The Clippers, they had 15. The game at Dallas on November 22nd, 23 offensive rebounds. So those are things like the Jazz are able to win the rebounding battle tonight. That's where this stuff does not happen with Zach. You're showing like why he's thus far there's without a doubt he's the most important player on the roster, which I don't think we ever thought was going to happen coming into this season. But this is where we are. He is. He connects. It all looks. Oh, there it all looks. Everything's fine.
You know, the pass from Ja tonight, that is such a testament to how chemistry grows in playing with him, and you just have to trust him. Yeah. It was that transition. I think it was part of that third quarter run, and he hesitates. Like, what's he doing? And next thing you know, he's throwing a lob to Santi, who was just perfect place, perfect time. There's like a 2-second pause. Yeah. And I found myself thinking, God, they've run those kind of plays so many times where they just have the intrinsic knowledge of where to be, when to trust. And it does take time for everybody to adjust with those kind of passes from Ja. That is a real thing.
There's a lot of guys that if you're not ready for it, it's absolutely an adjustment. Let's get through these last two. Jordan, you're up.
What's up, John?
Hey, what's up, man?
I would just like to say, I think we're at a little bit more of a crossroads than people are realizing with some of this stuff with John Jaren. If you guys have any, I'd love to hear it. I think if you look at the 2-man rating stuff, all the numbers are trending way, way down. Counting numbers are down. PERs, if you look at just our roster, are 10th and 13th respectively. And so we're kind of at a point where it's like you played the Jazz tonight, you didn't have the 2 best players on the floor. So, there's reasons for them personally. I think they both I think Ja's declined a little bit, but stylistically, it's like Isolo's system requires guys to be, one, good off-ball players. You got to learn how to cut. You got to be able to space the floor. You got to be able to stampede drive. You got to be able to catch and shoot, all that stuff. And I think we have 2 guys that struggle with that. And then additionally, his system requires you to play with pace in the half court, meaning you catch the ball, you shoot it, you drive it, or you move it. And I think both of them, the ball sticks. And so it's kind of at this weird point where, there's a stylistic clash with some of the stuff that Isolo is trying to do, and also just, the raw numbers don't look good. I guess my point is, I haven't really heard anyone on this show or, in the local media define what the goal is this year. I'd be curious to know your guys' thoughts on, what are we doing?
Okay, so Jordan, hey, all right. So I appreciate the call. Thank you. I do not disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on the stylistic of how Isolo wants the ball to pop. The ball's got to pop. It's got to move. It's got to move. It's got to move. Everything's got to be quick and nothing. And we don't want to stall. And yes, I do think Jaren is more, and Ja can definitely. They both can be this. When the ball gets to them, it stops. That definitely can happen. As far as the goal, I think the goal is you want to see how this all can work. You have had Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Zach Edey on the court for 6 minutes, and it looked good.
I think it was actually 5:57 or something like that.
And it looked good. Yeah. And you haven't had Ty Jerome, and Ty Jerome you would say would be the 4th best player on the team, and you haven't had him at all. Yeah. So you haven't seen it. I think the goal is they want to see this, and they haven't got to see it at all.
You've seen it with the role players.
You've seen it with the role players.
You've seen it look good.
Yeah. But, you haven't seen your best guys out there with Zach Edey and how this all works together. I think they want to see that. Mike, you're up.
Hey, thank you. Thank you all for taking my call. I appreciate it. And I want to applaud you guys because you are the first ones on air here talking about the timing that Jaren is getting and things of that nature. Isolo, whatever the guy, the coach name is, I'm going to keep it a buck, man. I'm going to speak for the people of Memphis. The system sucks, whatever it is. You're supposed to play, okay, you want to run that a little bit, I understand. Let's try it. But at the same time, you got all-stars on your freaking team that you need to make sure you play to the strength of your team. We have a damn good team, man. And this is a sick, sad thing that the people of Memphis is enduring this. The coaching, the subbing, it sucks. Let's keep it 100, man. It sucks. Y'all touched on it tonight. I applaud y'all for that because no one else want to talk about it. This man, Triple J, made one shot. Remember he made that shot in that fourth quarter? I looked down the court. He's taking Triple J out. Why? Maybe you all can explain that to me. And he don't come back till 3 minutes later. He wants the starter to perform a miracle. And I believe Ja came in at that last pass. Ja probably should have passed it. But Ja feel the pressure. I'm the superstar. I'm trying to win this game and bring us back. But I just think the coach put him in a bad situation. He's been doing it for a long time, even with the wins. It was against bad teams. Utah is not, I won't say all the way a bad team. They're not great. But they are coming up. And you cannot win the way we're doing it right now. So it got to be some kind of – he got to adjust something, man. And that's what it's about. It's not about your numbers and how many minutes you play this play. You can't do it. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm sorry, but every
No, I got you. Hey, man, I appreciate it, Mike. We appreciate it. I get it. You're not the first person. You're not the first person. And so we understand everybody's frustrations. We do. I completely get them.
But Ja's on a minutes restriction.
Like, Ja's on a minutes restriction. I understand the Jaren thing. Like I would say probably I would get Jaren back in there at least when Ja's going to get back in there because the 26 and a half minutes, I think Jaren should play more than that.
But Ja is on a minutes restriction.
But Ja's on a minutes restriction.
And I want to bring up a quote that some people won't be ready to receive tonight, and that's okay. I can't make you take this in. Yeah. But Islo had availability at one of the practices last week, and he talked about a team's progress like compounding interest. And I thought the phrasing of you cannot overestimate short term and you cannot underestimate long term. And there are no miracles. And this is something that is going to take time. And you cannot get so hot and cold on the variability of game to game. Like, this is an 82-game season. And like you just said, Roser, the Grizzlies have played 6 minutes with their three most important players available at the same time. And so I understand, does it feel good to lose to the Utah Jazz? No. Are there moments that you can take from this game that certainly lead to frustration and you certainly understand the why did this happen this way? Yeah. Absolutely. But it goes back to patience. And I know that's a hard thing in the world of sports, but we still do not know what this looks like in its totality. Yeah. And that is just a simple fact.
And guess what? You're 11-14.
Yes.
And you're in the 9th seed in the West. And if you won tonight, you would have been 12-13 and in the 9 seed in the West.
And if you win tonight, it's 6 out of the last 7 games. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And the only thing that would be unfortunate is if they can't get to a point where they actually get to see what this could look like.
Sure, and if the overarching importance of Zach Edey is so important that you can't get to a point of stability without him, then that's something too.
Right.
That's TBD.
It's TBD. And look, when they get John Morant, Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr., when they get that back together, do I have questions or concerns of what that could look like in a competitive playoff series? Yeah, I have questions and concerns.
Right.
But I would like to be able to get to that point. I'd like to see them on the court together to act in that actual spot. Yes. And let's hope they can get there because they haven't gotten to that point this year outside of the 6 minutes on a random Saturday afternoon against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jessica, we're going to take a break. Jessica, we're going to let you get out of here. Bennett and I will talk about, we got another, what is it? It's not a cup game, but it's like, what are these?
It's a makeup game.
Oh, these are the makeup
games?
The cup semifinals are tomorrow. Will you be seated?
I'm going to be watching Memphis Louisville.
The Oklahoma City Thunder.
It's before the cup games. You have no excuse.
Okay, of course I'll
Memphis
be watching.
Louisville's at like 2:30. Knicks Magic 4:30.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to have the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to have their starting lineup tomorrow for the first time all season.
Yeah, and what's their record?
What, 20-24
24-1.
24-1.
It's comforting.
Yeah.
Great.
I lost track. And Wemby's back tomorrow night. Should be a nice afternoon in Las Vegas. But we'll get back. Cool. We'll talk about the Grizzlies next game. Team they are. What are we, 2-0 against the Clippers?
Yes.
Yeah. Get to play them again on Monday night. A late win. We'll talk about that and everything else around the NBA. The Double Post, John Roser, Jessica Benson, Bennett Doyle. We'll be back after this.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You are strong. You are fearless. You are a fighter. And every last drop of this rich golden Modelo is yours. So raise it up high, because you've earned it. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
3 iconic forces. 1 unforgettable experience. New Edition, Boys to Men, and Tony Braxton. The Black Promoters Collective presents New Edition Way Tour, starring New Edition, Boys to Men, and Tony Braxton. The New Edition Way Tour, March 19th at FedEx Forum. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster. Presented by the Black Promoters Collective.
It's flu and COVID season. Boost your immune system at the Shot Nurse with the Tri-Immune Booster, packed with vitamin C and zinc. Give your body a head start at fighting off illness. Protect yourself and loved ones. With 2 locations to serve you, it's fast, convenient, and the flu shot is free with most insurances. I get my vaccines from the Shot Nurse.
Solutions you need with a personal touch. The Shot Nurse.
Keep your home comfy year-round with Landmark Heating & Air's membership program. For one low price, you get 2 annual tune-ups to keep your system running smoothly, priority service when you need it most, and exclusive discounts on repairs and more. Say goodbye to unexpected breakdowns and hello to peace of mind. Call Landmark Heating & Air today at 365-4260 or visit landmarkheatingandair.com to join. Your comfort's our priority. Landmark Heating & Air, the comfort company you've trusted for 55 years.
At Planet Fitness, no 2 members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. Feel your strongest with the Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any of our nationwide locations. Bring your friend anytime you want and recover from it all in the Black Card Spa with their hydro massage and other innovative amenities. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness. Find your nearest club and join today. See Home Club for details.
Your internet shouldn't drop out during the game or buffer during replays. That's why Ting Fiber Internet is here in Memphis. Fast breaks need internet that's 2 gig fast. No contracts, no hidden fees. Ting is internet without a fourth quarter heartbreak. So if you do yell at the TV, it won't be your internet's fault. Get started at ting.com/Memphis. That's ting.com/Memphis.
Looking for a place to get hyped before the game? Courtside Grill at the Westin Memphis Beale Street is the place. Try our specialty appetizers like alley-oop nachos layered with cheese, tomatoes, and jalapenos. The technical foul appetizer will mean you are in big trouble as you savor 6 big bites of wings. Fallon out tenders dipped in buttermilk served with fries will be worth it. And try our unlimited soup and salad for just $15. Snack on some chips and queso while you're waiting for that courtside burger. It's 7 ounces cooked to order served with fries. Dribble into flavor with our full court press cocktails, the ultimate shot for your taste buds. The fan favorite is the Slam Dunk drink, which will really get you hyped up. If you're hanging with your friends, a bucket of beer will do the trick, and a must try is that courtside lemonade that is a divine cocktail for the ladies. After all the fun at courtside, jump into our heavenly bed for a restful night. Courtside Grill just across the street from the FedEx Forum. See it, the only destination before and after the game. It's all fun at Courtside Grill.
Give the gift of fun with Premier Lanes Entertainment Center. Located next door to Malco Oxford Commons Cinema, the area's largest family fun center features bowling, Action Alley Arcade, birthday parties, events, and more. Book your fun today at premierlanes.com.
Grizzlies fall tonight 131-26 to the Utah Jazz. John Roser and Bennett Doyle joining you here. It is the Double Post. We're at Grind City Media on YouTube. Join the show chat there. We are on your radio, 92.9 ESPN, 901-445-0929. And Ed is up. Hello, Ed.
Hello. How's everyone tonight?
Hey, what's up, man? Well, we've been better. We don't like losing.
I know. It sucks, but we're here. We're here. So
we're here.
So I won't waste too much time. I was listening to some of the callers and listening to you guys. I'm just gonna say it's just for the coach. I know everybody wants to complain about the coach. Whoever hired him, they should be held responsible for this because they don't have the right personnel for this type of coach. It's just the wrong personnel. Ja Jaren, the skill set they and Edey is just not a good fit. They can try every lineup they want. They're not gonna compete with OKC. They're not gonna compete with the top 4 teams, and they need to watch out for Phoenix because that's your lottery pick, and they're probably gonna have a better record than you. So that's all. That's all I want to hear what y'all want to say about that.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Ed.
I mean, in fairness, no one's competing with OKC.
I don't know what they could do to compete with Oklahoma City. The truth is, I tend to think, this is my opinion, the 3 best teams in the NBA are all in the West. I think Oklahoma City, Denver, and Houston I would take in a 7-game series over anybody.
Over the Knicks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know they've won
Fair enough.
They've won 4 in a row, but they're 4-6 on the road. Like, I don't know. I don't trust it. Denver is interesting, man. Denver's only 6-4 at home, but they are 12-2 on the road. Denver is.
Wow.
12-2 on the road. The Nuggets are. Tony, you're up.
Hello.
Yeah, what up, Tony?
Hey, how everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, we're good, man.
I just got 3 takes on the game. Ja looked good tonight, and I just feel like Cam need to run. I think the coach need to run some more screens for Cam, and Santi need to get more aggressive when it comes out of defense. And that's really everything I had to say tonight. Everybody else had played well tonight. Jaren got to get some more, get some more stops, and he'll be back. Just Cam, Ja, and Wells. All three of those had played very perfect tonight. It's just that Santi, he just got to get better with his defense, and everything will be fine in that department.
All right, thanks for the call, Tony. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think I think Santi's been one the more physical the game can get. It hasn't been as good for him. That's something I think he's still, hopefully growing and adjusting into. He mentioned Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells.
Santi swat one tonight. Am I crazy?
He swatted Keontae George. Did not see him coming when he was about to pull up. That was in the fourth quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight and 9 of 10 in double figures for Jalen Wells, and he was shooting in his last 7 coming into tonight. He was shooting in those 7. It was over 6, I think it was 62.5 from the field. It was 50. If I had, I don't have the sheet of paper on me anymore. It was like, I want to say 55 from 3, maybe 55 to 56 from 3 for Jalen Wells in his last 7 games. And then tonight he goes 6 of 13 from the field. And he goes 2 of 4 from 3, 50% from 3, 19 points, 5 rebounds. He has been outstanding. Now, you got to wonder, like, he's not going to shoot 56% from 3 for the rest of the season. Well, he's on a heater right now. So this is going to level off at some point. But Jalen's been really, really good, and Jalen was really good again tonight.
Yeah, he joined us in studio this week on the Gary Parrish Show. Go check out the interview on the Grind City Media YouTube page if you missed it. And he's an interesting dude, man, because he
Sleep
was
Nation.
Well, he was asked about because he obviously struggled to start the season. It was a big struggle to start the season. He's playing really well now to that college point, and he said that he actually kind of enjoyed going through what he went through at the beginning of the season because, like, obviously, he got drafted, so he was great in college. You know what I'm saying? And so it was one of the first big moments of adversity in his career, and he said that he learned stuff going through that, and getting out of it because, like I said, he's playing really good now. So yeah, I think it's that's a super positive thing because again, he's a 2nd round pick. Like I don't, and he was thrust into a big situation last year, like a huge role last year because of all the injuries. And I think people did maybe wonder, as he was struggling to start the season this year, was that just a flash in the pan? It clearly wasn't. He's a really good player and a steal at where the Grizzlies got him. So it's good to see him get out of that slump that he was in.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing what this comes down to is it's the drop-off without Edey there defensively is what is so noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
They've literally been a top, since Edey was back, they were a top 5 defense in the league. and top 5, top 6, maybe 7, but I'm pretty sure top 5 with Edey out there. And then you see when he's not, the games he's missed, it's, the Utah Jazz score 130 points. It's the defense, getting the defensive stops. They've got to figure a way to do that. And I know likely they would probably love Jaren. Hey, play the 5. That's why I do think what I said earlier, like I'm still leaning and there's hope there for the Brandon stuff, because Jaren and Brandon have been really, really good.
Yes.
Together on the court, and they're really good defensively together out there, because Brandon is able to switch. Jaren's they're both able to switch onto anybody. They can just pass players off to each other.
Plus, it just adds another big to the mix. Right now, you have 3.
Yes,
and Jaren, Santi, and Jock.
It gives you another option in the rotation. And a guy who has played big-time minutes for you in big-time games for you, who has the experience and isn't going to shy away from the moment. So I'm still holding out hope there, but no, we went through the Jaren numbers. They've got to be better.
Yep.
It stinks losing to the Jazz. But me, you, and Jessica talked about, we were literally sitting in the Grind City Media, the green room, office room, whatever you want to call it, where our cubicles are and where our giant table is that we'll sit around and have our meetings. We were saying, look, this team without Edey, like, they can lose to anybody, because we know what the defense drop-off is. Like, when that happens, you can lose to anybody. And you caught this Jazz team, you got them in a bad spot. And you can say, hey, how do you mean that? Yeah, neither team had played since Sunday. But this Jazz team, they have been feisty at different points this year. Let me click on their team here. But they are coming off 2 losses. They have wins. They have beaten the Suns this year. They have beaten the Celtics this year. They have beaten the Bulls. They have beaten the Rockets this year. So they have wins. But they were coming into this one. They gave up 146. They lost 146-112 at New York on December 5th. And then Sunday, the last game they played before tonight, they lost at home to Oklahoma City, 131-101. Lost by 30 at home. And that's the game. You can go find the video. There's video online of Will Hardy chewing them out on the sidelines. I am tired of having to beg you guys to do this. Play beeping harder. And you got a team that came out and played way, way harder tonight than they had been in the recent games. Got what you got. Kevin Love took a freaking throwback game from Kevin Love, and Keontae George had a career high. So, is what it is. We got the Clippers up next. Look, with no Edey, that team gets into, and I know the Clippers' record is not great, but like, they're big and they're vets, and
they want revenge. You've already beaten them twice.
And dealing with Zubats without Edey that's going to be a tough challenge. They got a couple days to think about it. So, anything else you want to add here?
Just real quick, we didn't even mention Cedric Howard tonight. He had a double-double. He led the team in rebounding tonight. So I think that's super positive. I mean, we even talked about it, me and you did, going into this game, because of Edey being out, that it's going to really have to be a team effort with that starting lineup with the rebounding. So it's good to see a guy like that know the assignment. And I thought, him and Ja were talking a lot tonight. I think that those guys together, their chemistry is going to gel the more they get to play together. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I'm definitely there for the Ja said Jalen Wells.
Yeah,
I'm there for that. We just got to get the rest of we got to get the front court. We got to get the front court stuff figured out. All right, that is going to do it for us. Eric Hasseltine. Who was he? What was it? EP tonight?
Yep.
Eric Hasseltine and Elliot Perry. Our studio engineer who answered your calls, put you on the air, is Wes Warwick. Grizzlies Vice President of Broadcast and Productions, John Pugliese. Director of Broadcasting, Scott Zachary. Brad Carson is the brand manager of 92.9 FM ESPN. That's the radio station you're listening to us on right now if you are listening to us on the radio. Their general manager is Nicole Hartman. The flagship home of the Grizzlies is 92.9 FM ESPN. Their parent company is Odyssey. Our technical director tonight is Kyra Black. The next radio broadcast will be Monday night. The Grizzlies visit the Clippers. Tip-off scheduled for 9:30. Benny, you want to trade? You want to do Monday?
I like our schedule.
You like our schedule?
Yeah.
You get the Timberwolves game next week. I will be on the air Monday night at 9 p.m. for the Grizzlies and the Los Angeles Clippers. The next double post will be on next Saturday, December 20th, when the Grizzlies host the Wizards. For Jessica Benson and Bennett Doyle, thanks to all of you for watching and listening. Good night, everybody.
This is